We are dedicated to surpassing your expectations while delivering exceptional customer service. We are no connoisseurs of business yet, but we are inviting you along on our journey to success. Here are Jade, Angela, and Celeste, the team behind the SOJA Strong brand.
Hey everybody, today we have a special guest with us today, Miss Stephanie from Fuschia Labels, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her business and hang out with us today. How you doing, Stephanie?
I'm doing well. How are you ladies doing? I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
All right, well, can you tell us a little bit about your business, how you got started?
Sure. Well, first of all, I'm just like a serial entrepreneur. You know, I always wanted to work for myself. And I mean, when I say, I'm from New York, so, we all like hustlers. So, I mean, I done went to shoemaking school, pocketbook making school. I was going to get a food truck. I wanted a restaurant. So I have gone through so many different phases of trying to figure out what my niche was. And I always had an affinity for like skincare, personal care, beauty, candles, fragrance. I think it empowers people, mind, body, and soul, and it ministers to you on several different levels. So I started kind of like as a hobby in 2017, and my brand was called All Day Natural. And, I dabbled with like body butters and a couple of things, but I didn't kind of take it too seriously. And then I revisited again in 2019, rebranded everything, came up with the name Fuschia Label, and I had like just a really big vision for where I wanted my brand to go.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, right, we're so glad to have you. Today.
All this universal power, all these electrons and all of this, melanin. So, I'm feeling real empowered right now.
Yeah. So tell me, what has been your biggest hurdle and your greatest accomplishment on the second journey on the Fuschia Label?
Okay. The biggest hurdle I feel like is patience. When you're building a brand and you have so many expectations and you like myself, I'm as I know you are, I'm a visionary, and it's like, I just can't get things done quick enough, and I want to advance and I want to grow. And, it takes time to establish a business. Success is often not attained overnight. It's long days, long nights, a lot of work, a lot of sacrifices. And I'm also at this point still like basically a one-woman operation. So, I mean, I'm wearing many hats. And, of course, sometimes you kind of fall short in certain areas because it's like you're doing production, you're creating labels, you're shipping, you're fulfilling orders, but you're also trying to, get into the big box retailers. You're trying to keep your social media presence going. So you're constantly advancing, but you still have to sustain, and function as a successful business to keep your customer satisfied. Hurdles, I think hurdles for me have been kind of like, you have to know your target audience. I think when a lot of us start our businesses, and I'm sure you can attest to this, we rely on all the girls we know that buy body products, and all of our cousins and all these people that we think are like, well, if
and they don't never show up, especially them family members. Okay.
Sis, listen. And they're gonna be the same one saying that you act funny the minute that you get somewhere, but you have to remember people that engaged you and embraced you, whether it's just a kind word, whether you're sharing or liking a photo, and I just feel like kind of getting my eyes off of who I think should be supporting me and embracing the people that do. And I have a lot of friends that do support me, but if I had $1 for all the people I knew that didn't, I mean, I would be really rich right now. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to focus on the target audience. And, I have great client base. I have great clientele, and I'm meeting new great people every day. I've been networking with beautiful people and like-minded women as myself. And I'm just really blessed, but of course, advancing is definitely the goal, and sometimes it is a struggle when you don't see the results that you want to see for the work you put in, but it's just patience is required,
And
What's
you
the
know
biggest?
We
what?
can attest
That's
to
so
all
funny
that.
because,
Amen.
yeah,
What's
and that's so funny because that's one of the reasons why we're doing this show, is to give spotlight to deserving small business men and women, right? Because
Yes.
we know how hard it is. We know that you're not getting the support that you should from your family and your friends, you know what I mean? And that you got to work twice as hard, right? Just to
Yeah.
stay relevant. So this is our way of giving back. And let me tell you, and Jay can attest to this, because when we first did our merger, I showed her pictures of your bottles and your products, and I was like, "Look, I'm a living testimony. Her stuff is the shit, okay? So if
Your
ours
stuff
can't
is the
look as
shit
half
too.
as good, we ain't doing this shit. I just want you to know that right now."
Oh my gosh.
So
Well,
you
I'm
were
glad I
the
could,
bar for me.
wow. What?
Yeah,
But Angela, I mean, okay, so this is so funny. You had, had your situation going on back in the days, right? Mocha, is it,
right.
can I talk about that?
No. Mocha Essentials. Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
yeah. So, I mean, I love the products and stuff back then. And, sometimes it's only but so many things everybody's doing right now, right? So I was like,
Yeah,
oh my God, sometimes when someone is doing something and you want to do it or you have dabbled in it and you don't know, I was like, I don't want sis to think that, like, I'm copying her, but like, I loved you and your products and just everything. And I was just so happy to see that a similar process, right? You revamped and you
yeah.
came back stronger and harder and full force. Like this time I didn't come to play around. So, I
Yeah.
think you can relate on that level. Mm-hmm. I love
See,
your
that's
product.
love, because a lot of times we as Black women think that it's only a big enough space for so
Yeah.
many, right? But
Yeah.
when you think about it, when you go into the
Enough to
grocery
go
store and you walk
around.
on that bread aisle, it's 100 bread brands going up and down the aisle, and ain't nobody competing for nothing. And everybody on that aisle is eating. You know what I mean? So as women, especially, we shouldn't think of be in competition with one another, right? Because I had some
Yeah.
people tell me, like, I know you're not going to have nobody, you're not going to interview nobody that does what you do. Yes, I am.
Why not?
Because what the
Why not?
universe got for me, honey, is for me. And if we can
Yeah.
both shine, it's a win-win. You know what I mean?
Well, there's
But
that.
I
And
love
then
it.
on
I
top
love
of
it.
that, it might be, even though we have similar products, the scents may not be similar. Like there's enough to go around. I mean, in more ways than one. Like I said, about just because like I had someone who now I met her at a doctor's office, and she's just saying that she does the whipped hair and body butters too. But her like primary thing is just like the earth fragrances. And it's cool because it's still a network opportunity, because we offer like sweet stuff, like very masculine stuff, like more like modern things. So it's like there's no reason why these companies can't come together and we both can shine. We both can eat. Like,
And everybody lift each other up.
Yes, like who has one body product? Like, I mean, who has only one brand of anything that they use? No, I mean, I love SOJA Strong, I love Glam, I love Fuschia Label. Like I have a couple of, the thing I want to just say, if we can get any message across, not to be off topic before I lose track, is that, and this is something that we all have to practice, not just saying, okay, my sister or my friend launched something, I bought something once, I supported. And then you never see some of our, people again, and they had a good experience. So, we have to condition ourselves to be actively conscious of where we're spending our dollars, because everybody that we know buys body wash, they buy body butters, they buy lotion, they buy soap. These are essentials. These are necessities. These are not accessories. So it's easy for people to run into like a store and just buy something, but like be kind of more intentional and say, why am I going to go buy this from here when I know my sister is for these billion-dollar companies that are established, and you have a sister that's making, or a brother, great quality premium products. Most often you're going to get better than what you're going to get off the shelf in a lot of these stores at the moment. And, make it a habit of making these like your home name brands, like a house name brand. So that's the only thing that I think that we all have to kind of, encourage people to do, because we know a lot of people, but it's like, all right, what you buying? What you washing with? You ain't buying Fuschia Label. What you washing with?
I heard on Kathy Hughes, right? Reality radio is her thing. And so she has a thing where every Tuesday in the Atlanta area, she's announcing 3 Black-owned businesses that they're spending money with for the week. And they do this every week. So every Tuesday, there's a new 3, right? And every time I hear this commercial, I'm just, every time I hear it, I'm still in awe, because there are like 3, I want to say, and don't quote me exactly, but I want to say there's like 3 trillion Black dollars that are circulating, but are not going back into our community. And that's something that we definitely have to work on changing.
Yeah,
Definitely.
most definitely.
Definitely, it's there's power in the dollar. And one thing is that a lot of us have energy and intention, but it's misguided, because you don't have to go on the street and get maced by the police. And I'm not undermining protesting, I'm not undermining anything, but anything that puts you at risk is we see the pattern, and that hasn't worked for us. But the Montgomery bus boycott, that worked for us, right? So we have a lot of power in our dollar. That's how you attack, so to speak, or you fight, these big systems that are in place by withholding our money, and deciding to spend and invest in people that invest in our well interest, and that deal with us on a level of dignity and humanity, and not as if they're doing us a favor to allow us to spend our money with them, our hard-earned money. So, it's just economics.
And that's a fact. We can actually build our own Black Wall Street over in about a week if everybody patronized all these Black businesses. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to wait for a government handout when we can do it ourselves. We don't have to be, jeopardizing our health and wellness by marching and getting arrested and beaten and all this stuff. Fund each other, everything. And that was so funny. I made a post yesterday. I found out that there's only one Black bread company in America, only one. And I posted it, and for like 2 loaves of bread, it was like $8 plus like $5 for shipping or something. And I made a conscious effort to say, every month I'm going to shop with them. You get what I'm saying? Like, for everything that we need, whether it's from toilet paper to laundry detergent, from body wash to deodorant to plastic bags, trash bags, and cleaning supplies, we make it. There's no reason why Black businesses should have to be struggling and going out of business and not making it, when we have the capital to actually fund every one of them.
And we're big consumers, Angela. We're big consumers. Yeah. We are the biggest consumer, and we're the trendsetters. Whatever we begin to wear or to say or to support or to, model, this is where everybody else in the United States begins to, mimic that behavior or those patterns. So we definitely have a responsibility to ourselves, But yeah, I'm gonna I saw that. I'm gonna have to order some bread when we get offline. Yeah. And that's gonna be my norm.
So interesting. I was like, what? We got a bread company? And they're the only one?
We're gonna keep
So
them
Stephanie,
busy.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself since being a business owner?
All right. That's a great question. The biggest thing I've learned about myself since being a business owner. You know what? I definitely give more than I expect. And I really relate to the consumer, because my customer service is the model that I use, in my business. People no longer feel like the customer is always right, but there's a million people you could spend your money with. So if you find me somewhere on Etsy or Facebook, or you perhaps come across my product and you decide to patronize me, I'm indebted to you. As much as I can do to make you happy, I feel like I have a certain level of obligation, and I actually own that. It's more like an exchange for me. It's like an energy exchange. So it's something from my hands and, my studio, my office space, my laboratory, to your home, your body, your mind, your soul. These products are going on your hair, on your face, on your body. I don't take that lightly. It's an honor for me to be able to introduce part of myself and share that with you. So I think that I've really learned that I'm really in tune with what I'm doing. And I'm not doing it just to say I'm doing this to make money. Because in the beginning, you don't make money. You know, you put out, you invest, and you just sometimes, you know, you just like, okay. But you're doing it as well for customers, because you have people that order stuff from you and you're like, okay, I got to make this stuff. I got to get you. I'm like so anal about getting my orders out in a timely fashion, you know, because I don't want people to wait. I know what it feels like to order something and to want it. So I think that I learned about myself that I'm very caring. And I also learned that I'm a very hard worker. You know, working for yourself is not working for someone going to do a 12-hour shift or a 9 to 5. You know, you own every aspect of that experience that the customer has, and you own every aspect of how your business runs. So I've realized that I have a lot more in me, and I've tapped into my creative side, and I realized that I'm a trooper, and you know, I'm in it for the long haul this time.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up too. The aspect of the love and the energy that goes into making these products, right? A lot of times we want, as a community, you know, the most fastest thing to do is to walk up in a store and buy something off a shelf, but you don't know who hands made that. You know what I mean? You don't know what type of energy that they put into that. You don't even know if they really like you, or they just looking at you as a dollar, you know, coming their way or not. So the difference between, you know, our products and, you know, big time companies is I have to make sure that my energy is right before I even start making anything. If it's, you know what I mean? If it's not, let me go sage myself down. Let me go meditate real quick. You know what I mean? Let me take me a sea salt bath real quick, because I want to make sure that everything that I put into this product is received well upon you when you receive it. So, you know, that's something else that money cannot buy. You know what I mean? And that we do not put a price tag on. That's given free.
That's so true.
So it's like,
That's true. Yeah. I know, and I feel like when I use your products, the passion and the essence from the lavender and the vanilla. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, and I had like the soaps and just the whole treatment, you know, it was definitely refreshing. And, you know, I'm looking forward to making my next purchase very soon.
And that's what a lot of people don't think about. Like the passion that gotta, like, you can wake up and just be in a terrible mood, and you gotta find it from somewhere to find that happiness to want to put in the work that day. And I think that's what people fail to look like. Like they don't see all the hard days when you sit crying and when you really just want to give up. They just look at the product itself, and it's like, no, you got to think about what went into making this product.
It's like when you cook, and I definitely got to order some more, because I left, you know, I had the whole office smelling like you, but your wax melts, oh, the ladies was loving it. They was walking into work every day like, oh my gosh, it smells. And I think it was the honeysuckle one. That was my favorite. So I definitely need a re-up.
Girl, I'm ready for you when you're ready. But you know, it's just like cooking a meal. You know, when you're not you're not so happy. Sometimes that meal don't come out the
not
same.
gonna taste right.
You know, that energy is different when you went. You know, so you got to get right, because some days you got to really just motivate yourself to get in that lab. And like you said, you got to put your game face on and get your emotions and things intact, because you're doing every function. So it's not like, you know, you're doing production, you're doing everything. So you want to make sure the atmosphere is definitely right. You know, because you're sending out those vibes.
Because you don't have time. You don't have time for anything less. It's just because when, like, there's this thing that we say amongst us, and we'll let you in on it, Stephanie. It's like the great thing about being an entrepreneur is it's all on you, you know. but the bad thing about being an entrepreneur is it's all on you. So it's like you have to find that balance, and it's like definitely every single day be excited, be pumped for what it is that you're doing, and have that passion. But then when that reality check sets in, and it's like that anxiety half of it, that's like, oh crap, it's all on me. Let that anxiety be your driving force.
The catalyst.
Because like that fire, that burning fire, it's what keeps me going, you know, because it's like for me, for us, failure is not an option. Like, we don't have time for that. So, you know, we got to make it work.
Yeah. I
So
love the
what's
feedback though. Like when people inbox you or call you, like, and Jade has heard it, like women will actually call us and be like, honey, I put on that birthday cake and my husband kept me up to 2, 3 in the morning. Look. And I'm
For
like,
real.
yes.
For real. Like you walking past smelling like a snack, you know.
Right.
We
And he
can't
hungry, honey. He
guarantee.
want to eat.
A little bit
You
of
know?
pineapple upside down cake never hurt nobody, you know.
Okay.
All right,
Never.
Make that, Angela. Pineapple upside down cake. That's your next candle.
Yes.
You gotta make that. I'm waiting for that.
Absolutely.
so since tomorrow's Friday, what goals did we set for ourselves that we reached this week, and what goals are you taking into the following week that did not get accomplished this week?
So what you asking me basically is you're expecting me to remember what it is I said 2 videos ago?
No, the thing is, you can even think about your to-do list.
Well, okay, the to-do list, I shaved it down some, and that was exciting. You know what? That is what I said, actually, the to-do list. To make a tangible to-do list, and it's been working wonders for me because now I feel less anxious, even though the list is long. The list is long, I'm not gonna lie, but I can see it and I can at least tackle things in a reasonable manner, because I can look at this list and say, you know what, I know for facts I can't get all of this done in one day, but that's cool because, all right, let me do this right quick. This doesn't take that much time. Let me do this, let me do that. And then I've done 6 things. Where when I'm spending a lot of time thinking about all the things that have to get done, they don't get done as quickly, right? So definitely that's a goal that I've reached and definitely will continue. I think that's an ongoing goal for me. What about you guys?
What about you? Let me see. For me this week, thinking of new ideas. Because Jade can attest to this. When me and her first started, I was like, nah, I don't want to be no business owner. I'm good. Just like taking orders. I'm like, nah, I don't think like that ain't my thing. And now like we was on the phone for 2 hours and the ideas was just coming. It's like now it's exciting. Now I'm not as scared to have my own business yet. Cause at first it's like, nah, I'm good. Cause
she has seen
can't.
the entrepreneurial light, you guys.
And then let me see, a goal that I'm taking into next week, working on my time management. Especially because I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom on top of running a business. And it's like I'm the worst at making those 2 schedules work together. Because it's like, I'm just like, oh, I got to do this. Okay, I can sit down and do this. But then my son up, so now I got to stop and do this. But now he want to play. And then by the time I think about doing something again, it's 6 o'clock. Now I got to make some dinner. So yeah, I'm still working on time management.
Yeah. Finding that balance is definitely, it's a huge challenge. But something that my mentors have said is like, what you're working on today, yourself a year from now, it's like you're gonna kick today's self butt in terms of being able to handle a workload or whatever. I mean, I think that we're all just kind of moving in the right direction. We all have growing to do, but we're doing that growing consistently. What about your goals, Stephanie? What are some goals that you have maybe set for the week or maybe for the month? Like, what are your goals? What have you reached? What are you looking forward to and striving for?
Well, I recently have been blessed to connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs in the same industry, and it has opened so many doors and opportunities for me. So I'm working on a pitch deck right now, which is something that you basically like what we would call in the working world, like a PowerPoint presentation, but is used to pitch your product to like retailers and different like stores.
Nice.
And stations. Yeah. So, I mean, I can also share information if you guys are interested. The woman that I'm working with, I was referred to her by a woman named Tiffany Cartwright. And it's just been this network of sisterhood that we've been building where we support each other in the Black-owned beauty brands. And Angela is also a part of that group as well. So, you know, how much you engage is how much you get out of the group. So that's one goal that I have is centered around trying to get my products on retailers' shelves, because I want to get to the point where I'm not doing all the labor. You know, I want to
Sound like Jade.
Yeah.
Seriously,
like,
and let me tell you, I
I'm
love
like,
my sister Angela,
gonna
but
hire
her and this
somebody to do all
allergy
of
to
this.
overhead. Okay, she'd be like, "No, we don't want no overhead. We can't have no overhead." Like, girl, a little bit of overhead ain't hurt nobody now, okay?
Well, this is the thing. I want to free myself up to actually embrace some of the many other talents and gifts that I have. You see, what happens is that the same way our work used to consume us and we couldn't venture out on our dreams. Now, when you become a business owner, you have to sometimes work smarter and not harder. There are resources in place. There are production teams. There are other, because at first, you know, sometimes we're new to business, so we kind of think a little narrow-minded. I don't want anybody making my product because I don't know what they're doing. And it's true. But when you get to a certain level where you have clients all over the world, like, do you realistically think, unless you have your own team, and that's a goal as well. If you can have your own production team where they can do all that in-house, that's amazing. The only thing that I'm trying to say is that we have to understand that having help is okay. Having a team and having people with different strengths on your team is okay. Like, you don't have to do everything, because I want to have my products on the shelves, but I also want to, you know, venture into other projects. So I'm not just preoccupied with one business all the time, because if you want to be a millionaire or a billionaire, they usually have at least 5 to 7 streams of income. So we have this one baby and we got to create other babies. You see what I'm saying? So we got to nurture this baby and send them off to college, and then nurture another baby, send them off to college.
Oh, you are inside of my head. These are the things that I talk about all the time.
Yes.
It's like, yes, okay, so we're gonna do this, we're gonna get this, and what's next? Okay, like, because yes, eight is my goal, 8 streams of income. I mean, because my thing is like, and then just to share my personal why, like we have a team also why, but my personal why is my children. You know, I have 2 sons and I want to be able to provide for them a certain level of livelihood. You know, I want them to enjoy sports and music and all these extracurricular activities, right? That, number one, require funding. So I want to have the funding, but it's not enough for me to just say, okay, I'm going to send you here. Or, you know, or some other family member can take you. Or now I have to hire a nanny to make sure that you get there. Like, no, I want to be there for it. I want them to live the lifestyle, and also I want to be there for it. And nothing less is satisfactory. So that's my why. And that is my drive. And so, yes, we grow this baby, we nurse this baby. Okay, baby, you go and do your thing. And then we had a new baby. And then, you know what? Right now we got triplets. So we just growing them all up right now.
Not triplets. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? To piggyback off of that, like, and Stephanie knows, like, I think that it is irresponsible for us to create children and put them in this world and don't give them anything to run with. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's a dishonor for me not to leave my children land in a business. You know what I'm saying? Not to set them up in a position that, you know, they can do 10 times better than I did, because they don't have to start from the ground. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just me. So that's always have been my why, is to make sure that my kids have, you know, a better life and a better footing going forward than I had. So
you're leaving them a legacy. You're leaving a legacy for them to
Absolutely.
stand on. Yeah.
Yep.
That's amazing. Yeah. And it's going to be great. You're going to build an empire for your tribe, you know? They're going to.
And it's so cute because, like, right now, my daughter, she helps makes the products, and you know what I mean? I just feel so good teaching her, like, skills. My son goes to the events with us and he helps us set up and break down and everything. So this is truly a family business, okay?
I'm gonna say my son only 3, but I can tell he gonna enjoy spending my money more than hope. Like,
well, see, the thing is that some of that is his money, because, you know, we putting him to work too. Yeah, these toddlers, they work They work. They
Everybody
make
finna get that
crafts.
write-off, okay?
They
Shoot, everybody need to
Yeah,
hire
yeah,
you.
they
that's about
finger
everybody
paint
else.
with yogurts, okay, for YouTube and similar little toddler crafts. So they work, okay.
Yeah.
They have little jobs. It's
But
so
and then
adorable.
I'm not saying yeah, but what's fun is they don't know that they working. Like they just think, oh, mommy just doing some fun stuff with us. And it's like, yeah, but
And then
just
it's
wait till
fun.
you older. And it's just like you ain't gotta worry about when you ready to move out the house if you can be able to afford it.
Yeah.
Or
Worry
when
about
you
anything.
decide you want your first car,
Yeah.
because mama been building up your credit, you can get
Yeah.
whatever car you want off the lot.
Yes.
Yeah. You know,
Yep, that's
That's the way to
go.
do it. That's the plan. That's the strategy for, you
So
know.
now the question, what do y'all do to unwind so that way you don't get so consumed with the business? Put it down.
I drink wine to unwind. Okay, red wine, white wine, champagne. I drink
You
wine. No,
She
no time.
dance. Stephanie be dancing, honey. I'll be like, get it, sis.
Girl,
Yes.
I was
What
cutting
you
up.
be
You know,
dancing
listen,
to?
you know me. I cut up for like a day, 2 days, and I'm like, let me take this mess down. You know, I give you a little sneak. I have my little fun day, and I said, let me take this off the internet.
oh no.
You might catch me
Absolutely.
if you can, but you
You
gotta catch
know,
me.
I mean, you
Yeah.
have to have your me time. You have to have something that's, and I mean, I don't only drink wine. Like I paint. Like that's a great one for me. I listen to music. I write music. So it's just like whatever I need in that moment, I just do it. Just you know what I'm saying, whatever it is that I need to do to just be like, you know, having sensory overload, these kids, you know, you might have seen 2 little tiny ones running in and out of the room. Yes, 2 free toddlers to a good home. Yeah,
There go one.
you know, yeah, that's only because daddy isn't home. And so, you know, they're definitely like, ooh, now I have an excuse to do anything crazy. So, but that self-care, that me time is just so super important. And this is a lesson I had to learn the hard way, because I'm somebody who would just run and run and run and run and run. Like I'm going to work until the job is done. I don't care. It needs to be done. It needs to be done now. So I'm just going to do it. And I have to force myself to take that time for myself to say, you know what? Nothing is going to crash and burn if I just take this break, get my life together, and come back with a sound mind. Because really, like, I'm no use to anyone.
And then sometimes she stressed me out.
She said, take your breaks because you're stressing her out.
I know. So, I mean, because she's the one who will tell me, you know, Jade, take a nap. Go and do something. I'm not dealing with you right now. So, like, she's my meter. Because if she's fed up with me, I know I'm doing too much. So I'm like, I need to sit down and wind down and clear my own mind, because, you know, shoot, yeah. So, but what are your guys's? Is that I don't even know if that's really how you say that, but what is your ways that you wind down? Stephanie, let's start with you.
I
listen
that.
to
Okay,
music.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I listen to music. I have concerts by myself.
All
like
right,
if I was to set up a camera and like show y'all what I do when I listen to music, it's like you think I was auditioning for something big, like Beyonce was sitting in my living room.
Right, because now you know you have to do that. You have to send me a video. I need to see.
That's gonna be
yeah,
like
Beyonce
on the
at
phone.
the end.
Beyonce, she over here dancing for you. Can you come by?
I was about to say, she know Beyonce.
I'm about to say, ma'am, do you see what she
I'm about to say, look, and then I'm about to say it's on the back too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So Stephanie, you take baths. That's what you were saying.
Well, I mean, I do these bath night for me is like a mini spa, and I mean it gets serious in there. Okay, I'm talking candles, incense. I'm talking aromatherapy. I have my diffuser going. I'm talking about all my products. It's like a ritual. My baths, my salts, my soaks, and I am generous with everything. Okay, 3 pounds it is. honey, milk. I use a whole, but listen, I don't know which serving size everybody else be using,
Right.
but I spare no, cost when it comes to that me moment, whether it's washing my hair, my face, and just because I need to get all that stress off of me. I need to wash away, whatever does not belong there and cleanse my aura and my temple. And for me, those baths are just, I'd be like, okay, I gotta take a bath today. And that's just my peace. And I put my meditation music on and I have my little wine on the side. Sometimes I have water or tea, but most of the time it's wine. And I soak, I scrub, I use all these amazing Black owned beauty products. And I just relax. Yeah.
That sounds like something that I would do, honey. But yeah, so I definitely do the baths. And I'll juice. So I got this new juicer. So I'm juicing like crazy. And recently, now that the weather's getting better, I started every Wednesday. I made that my self-love day where I would get up and I would go hiking up the mountain with me and my love bugs. And so, yeah, and cleaning. I'll wake up early and I'll wipe my walls down with peppermint oil and water. And I'll sage the whole house down just to set the tone to, get all that negative energy out and bring in some positivity and abundance. And that's my me time, blasting my music and cleaning while everything in the house is still sleeping still.
Yes, I see you was brought up right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what women do. Wake up early while the house is still sleeping, sanitizing and Florida water and mopping. And these young girls don't know nothing about wiping no walls with no Tide and no peppermint.
They don't.
They don't know. They don't know about that.
They don't. These little spoiled ass kids, honey, they be like, you want me to get ketchup off the wall? Yes, Negro. Get that damn ketchup off the wall.
See, the only time I can deep clean like that is if my son isn't home. Because I only have a certain amount of time before he get bored. And then with his dad, at work all day, it's like, yeah, he looked for me to find. So it's like, yeah, in order for me to like deep clean, yeah, he got to get out.
Yeah, well, you have toddlers, so we understand that. We're mothers, so we understand the age groups. All my kids are grown, so
Right.
I don't have that problem.
Honey, and then they be getting mad at me because they be like, sis, don't you want to have another baby?
You need to have another one to make it fair.
I'm almost free. What are you talking about? No.
To make it fair, you need another one.
Right. They
still
gonna be babysitting, honey. Me and Stephanie gonna be on somebody's island acting the damn fool, okay?
I'm gonna say, look, the thing is, having teenagers is great.
Yes.
No. Go watch the show.
Having a teenager in the house is love, okay? She just got home, so now the babies are
she can watch the
kiddos. You good? Go watch the show.
Yes,
you straight.
Yes. One and done. One and done. Okay.
Who got the hot topic question?
Look, okay. I'm not saying this. You text me, but it's in my watch, and
it's in my watch.
It is. So I gotta scroll because I had it up, but then I'm texting DoorDash at the same time.
Not DoorDash.
I'm telling you, look, Stephanie, we be cutting up on here, okay? We were showing off. We were showing off and being cute. We were showing off and being cute for you because, we was like, yes, we have to talk about business because we wanted to give you the opportunity. But for real, let me tell you something. We be acting fools on here, okay? So be prepared for that part. These hot topics, we be talking about anything.
That's my love language.
About everything
that's love language.
Talk about anything.
So now let's talk about love languages because we didn't hit all the topics that Angela texted me.
Okay.
What? No, we didn't.
Pretty just about, and like the thing is, I was never looking at it. We was just talking, and I'm reading, and I'm like,
okay.
Can't really.
It was in your psyche. It was in your psyche.
Yeah. So see, look at that.
That's what's up.
All right.
So let's talk about what did you want to talk about love languages? You brought it up. What's up?
What's everybody's love language?
Well, I know my love language is words of affirmation. I like to hear things, I like to hear compliments. I like to be reassured that you're recognizing my effort. You know, I like to know that you are observing and acknowledging, you know, all this goodness that, you know, I got, you know, going on over here. You know, I need to hear that, you know, so I don't want no man a few words. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss, I'm gonna need you to go with your that's not gonna work. Nursery rhymes ain't getting it. You're gonna have to speak to me, baby.
Need them on deck, right?
Absolutely.
Mine are definitely, and I just actually realized this not even that long ago, but my love languages are acts of service and physical touch. So I knew physical touch, like always, like I'm a huge cuddler, like, it's hilarious because my babe is not. And so it's just, but we make it work. It's a compromise, you know? And I mean, so we're both cool. You know, we have our ways that we interact as well, but definitely like, I love, I mean, because physical touch is obvious. I don't have to explain that, but acts of service, like I'm somebody when I am a part of a team, any kind of team or in a relationship, I feel like if I have any concern, or not even just a concern, but you know how typically in a relationship, in any kind of relationship, you might have concern about the other person. And my thing is, if I have a concern about the other person, my first instinct is to fill that gap. Like I'm not really someone to point out. And so this is also what I like in return. Like I don't like someone who like points out, oh, this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong. This is what's wrong. Like pitch me a solution or pick up the slack, because that's what I give and it's what I expect in return. So like that's my like love language. That's how I know I'm loved. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a affirmations and quality time. It just depends on which mood I'm in, you know what I mean? But those are my two.
I'm words of affirmation and acts of service.
Well, I don't know
like
my second one.
DC in them, nigga. You need to serve me. Serve me.
No, like, it's not even like that. It's like when someone does something, like for example, like let's say
she meant what she said.
I know she meant what she said. Because I'm like, you know, like if you're busy, busy, and you're like, I didn't get to this thing today, right? And the other person just kind of just does it for you, like stuff like that. Or
Stephanie had it right. CJ be over there saying, excuse me, honey, my feet hurt. And so he'll say, well, why your feet hurt? And she'd be like, no, I meant grab my feet. Come up with a solution. Exactly. Or get on.
Don't be asking no questions.
Not at all. No, like no. I mean, and I'm like, so that would be like a physical touch thing. Like I'm a physical touch person. So like I offer massages, I offer like the cuddles and stuff like that. But no. Like what I meant by acts of service is not really like servitude service. It's more so like, let me just do something just because now I know you playing, but YouTube don't know you playing. They don't know us yet. We still getting to know them.
They gonna learn today.
They gonna learn today, shoot. You know?
They gonna learn today.
Goodness.
I'm gonna say, it's like that. Like if like my husband knows, since I stay home all the time, I'm normally the one taking care of our son majority of the time. So sometimes he hear my son wake up, he'll just take him, let me get some extra sleep like that. Cause me, I'm not a physical touch person, period. Like I just don't like, you know, them people when they telling you a story, they keep tapping your arm like that. And it's like, stop touching me. Like, why do you have to touch me to talk? Don't touch me. Like, even with my son, he's very hands-on. And I'm like, you making me too overwhelmed. Like, please, mama love you, but stop touching me. Like,
she been social distancing, y'all. That's what she's trying to say. She been with the social distancing. This ain't nothing new, okay? She's not new to this. She's true to this, okay? So yes. 6 feet and 3 inches, okay?
She did not need
I'm the total opposite. Like, I am the hugger, you know what I mean? The hey type of person.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yes. I can see that all over you. Just like the nurturer, like all this love to give.
Yes.
So it's just like, and you know what? And I love to do that. So not only do I want words of affirmation, but I will spoil you rotten in words of affirmation. Like my kids, when they were in school, I text them throughout the day, you know, hey, honey biscuit, how's your day going? You know, your mom loves you. And they be like,
Lady,
off the damn phone.
lady, stop stalking me, lady. We know
Yeah,
you
you
love us.
know.
She's crazy. My son told
And
me,
you know how kids are in school, like, look, you see what my mama just said? You see what she said? Oh my gosh,
And
she's
you
so
know what? And
lame.
all of her friends was like, I wish my mom would do that. You know what I mean? I'll pack her lunch. They'd be like, you don't have to eat this garbage. You are blessed, girl. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Mom be sending
That's
all
how
them
it
good
is.
vegan meals, all them good vegan
Yeah.
meals to school, all them homemade vegetable
I'm
dishes,
trying to
please.
tell you.
She's like, you're not
Honey,
putting that crap in my kids.
I remember
Not
my
mine.
mom. I remember my mom was mad when she found out what time we ate lunch.
At the
Because she
school.
would because she would always be like, why is it that when you come home, you want straight to but she's like, you ain't eating? I'm like, Mom, my lunch is at 10:45. Like,
Yeah.
She been starving all day. Not my boo. Honey,
All
she got
day.
snacks.
Yeah.
so she started making me like little snack bags to take to school.
Uh-huh.
And she like, you snack on that. Because she's like,
Yeah.
who eat lunch at 10:45?
That's brunch. Yeah, I had brunch.
Right.
Brunch.
Yes.
That's
Breakfast
crazy.
and brunch. And then it's
Yeah.
like, we'll figure it out for the rest of the day. I used to always
Right.
sneak food in my bag. And I think when I got to my senior year, I think my lunch was at like 1:00, but like still, like, because I couldn't last until 1 either, right? Not eating. So I was the one, because like number one, in high school, I had the nickname grandma because I had everything in my purse. And like I've always been kind of like that nurturing, that mommy kind of spirit. So like I was the one in high school to all, like I had baby wipes in my bag, I had the hand sanitizer. Shoot, like I remember one time I had band-aids. Like it's like every time somebody needs something, they knew that they could come to me. So like I had everything, including snacks. Oh, you hungry? Here you go. Here's an orange. Like, wait a minute.
The ancestors used to call that a medicine bag, honey. You had a whole medicine bag there.
That's what I'm saying. I had everything. Shoot, I had a Tide pen. We had those little white.
Oh, not a Tide pen.
Yes, I had everything.
Right, not the Tide pen, no.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all hear that. The audio was getting real choppy and breaking up.
Oh,
okay.
I'm not saying, no, I didn't hear that. That's your connection over there. You need to change your Wi-Fi, Carrie.
No, I can hear myself good and fine. It's when y'all talk, it's all choppy, honey. That's y'all. Okay, I paid my bill today. Don't try me.
You hear yourself because you in the room with you. You don't hear yourself through the phone. Shoot.
No.
I hear myself.
It's crystal clear. Y'all screens is frozen and some more stuff.
I mean,
Really?
You're the only one that see our screens frozen, boo-boo. So I think that's you.
You frozen right now. But continue.
That's what I'm saying. I see everybody just fine.
She paid that bill like she said she did. That's what happened.
Because y'all got to stop using them Cricket wireless down there in the South.
Ooh.
Girl, you don't have Crickets, honey. We got Metro.
I got Xfinity.
Metro.
I have the Xfinity. What do they call it? I don't know. It's their unlimited thing. They call it something.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Y'all know I ain't no good. Y'all down there using Cricket.
Oh, so this is what I did want to talk about. So before I came on here, so y'all know K Michelle, she got her implants taken out. So
and she did her face. Okay.
Did y'all see the video?
I seen it. I seen your post. I seen the video and I seen your comment.
You saw my
I saw your comment. I saw your comment on the post. Exactly what you just said. I seen it.
Wait, no.
You never know
What
where
did
I'm gonna be. You never know where I'm gonna be.
Well, no. Well, okay, listen. So then Wendy Williams went on her show and was talking about how she's had like 12 different surgeries to remove the silicone, and that when she had sex with Idris Elba, that some of the silicone was left on the sheet, because it was oozing out or something. And I was like, you know what, Wendy?
I
You
would
done
say,
went too
no.
damn far.
How she know she was there?
That's why I take everything that Wendy Williams says with a grain of salt.
did?
But I'm saying, because how was the silicone on the sheet? Like, she would have had to have had like some massive laceration, because like, I mean, I can understand it rupturing, right? But there's like layers of fat and skin that are like, you know, preventing it from being
right. A lot of muscle.
Yeah.
A lot of muscle. Like, you got the whole, yeah. So
but I just didn't like that, because I'm like, how do you just sit there and try to tear down and break down a woman that's already going through it? You know what I mean? Like, she already got to redo her body all over. Like, it's just, it was just horrible to me, just to see.
Well, Wendy Williams is a product of, you know, this hip hop world, and she's just like kind of by any means necessary. She, like, Wendy's not anybody's friend. You know, we know her from like the 90s, you know, who she was. And that's just what she does. She just talks about people, you know.
Yeah,
I think
but I felt so bad.
Mm-hmm. I do too, because, you know,
it's like, I mean, somebody like Wendy Williams, like, it's just, in that kind of environment, any publicity is good publicity. And so, you know, if you can say anything controversial, like, you still make your money though, because regardless, eyes are on you, right? I mean, I'm not saying that I agree with it, because I don't really have to put off any kind of off energy to, you know what I'm saying? I can just be who I am genuinely. And I mean, I'm not saying this arrogantly, but, you know, people love me. I mean, just because I care about people, I care about how I make someone feel. Like, if I feel like I've made someone feel away, like, first of all, did I make you feel away? Like, and I'm not asking because I'm being crazy. No, I'm asking because if I did make you feel away, like, I'm sorry. Like, I've been told that I apologize too much and too often, and it's like, it's not that deep. I'm like, well, it was to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, somebody who really doesn't really have, and I don't know her, right? So I can't say what her character truly is, but I mean, I'm just saying, character.
I mean, but then you gotta look at, though, that's where all the money is. Like, people love the public figures that talk crap about everybody.
I'm gonna say there's that too. There's an audience for that, you know, like, she has an audience, she has a following, she has people supporting her. And I mean, there are people who thrive on negativity, and so she feeds that audience, you know. So more power to all of them, you know. It's just not really my thing, but, you know,
well, I'm glad that the people in the comment section, they came for her. Like, they was not playing. They was like, somebody was like, oh, I thought a Miss Peabody said something. Girl, I almost passed the hell out. Like, they were roasting her.
I knew she didn't care about what she said to people when she personally shouted out her husband's mistress and the baby.
And what she did to Method Man too, and his wife. And I was just like, Lord, that was just too much to go on.
You mean Redman?
Talking about she had sex with him.
No, Method Man.
No, I was being funny. I was being funny.
Well, I remember back in the days,
there's a red man, blue man.
But she got in the video, in her video, she was saying, red man, oh, I mean Method Man, like, repeatedly.
Back in the I want to say like 90s, because I'm an 80s baby, you know, so I got receipts on some of these folks. They ran her out of town. I think it was like Tretch, Jay-Z, P. Diddy, some of these, you know, that hip hop.
It was
right? Total. Yeah. It was a bunch of them. They had all joined forces and ran her out of like New York radio. And then she ended up going, because she was a radio personality, to like some state in somewhere in the Midwest or something, but it wasn't like that New York syndicate that she had. And, you know, she was in hiding for a while because she had some serious threats against her life because she was just doing the most. I think did she write a book, Angela? Was it like a book that she wrote or something? She just ruffled a lot of feathers. And
her memoir.
Yeah,
they were trying to get after her. And Whitney Houston wasn't playing with her either.
She was in hiding for a while. She kind of just resurfaced like within the last probably like what, 15 years?
Yeah.
Wow. See, that's why I mind my business. I don't have time to be all up in other people's business. I mean, number one, because I got my own life to live, but number two, because it's like, I don't know, like also because like I said, I care about how I make people feel. So I don't really like sitting around like being negative about people, but it's like, who has time for that? Who has time to be running and scared for your life, you know, because you want to ruffle some feathers. Like, if you don't leave people alone, my goodness.
How you doing?
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I like to laugh like everybody else, but when it comes to like tearing somebody down completely like that, like that's not okay.
Yeah.
Not okay.
I don't, not at all. Not
Yeah,
at
Stretch
all.
Armstrong looking like somebody from the Incredibles talking about somebody. She better leave K. Michelle
They
alone.
was roasting her so bad. They was all like, lady, your body is shaped like the letter P, okay? If you don't sit down somewhere, I was like, ah. And then some dude was like, Wendy Squidward, honey, I passed out.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Wendy Williams.
Oh God.
Wow.
Wendy,
All
Did
right,
y'all see anything else in the news or in the entertainment world?
well, what's going on with Tiger Woods? Because I've been seeing all
Okay.
these memes and I'm just like, okay, this doesn't look funny, but what is happening?
Yeah,
So
so
he was in a
apparently,
car accident.
yeah, he was leaving his hotel room and he was speeding and got into a really bad car accident where he broke a lot of bones in his leg and some other parts, but he had surgery. He's awake, well, so thank God for that. It's just, you know, there's some people that find everything freaking funny.
That's
Because
terrible.
then if he would have died, then it would have been, oh, rest in peace, a legend. It's like, no, y'all laughed at the fact that this man could have lost his life.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's just low. That's not, you know.
It's so low. I mean, and I don't know how true. I don't know how true this is because I'm not really somebody who like really cares all that much about celebrity gossip for real. But what I heard happened. I mean, I know about the hotel room, but like he was in some traffic, and then it's like as soon as the traffic cleared up, he started like speeding and he lost control of his car. So it's like on one hand, hopefully this was like a wake up call. I mean, I'm hoping that.
Accident.
Say that again.
That's his second car accident.
Oh, is it? I'm hoping that this is a wake up call because with all this damage to his legs, I have no idea. Like, I don't know what this means for golf. Because I don't know, like, is this a career-ending sports injury or is like that's a basketball and football thing, you know? So I don't know what that means for him, but hopefully it's allowed him to realize, you know, that he's fragile, you know, just like the rest of us. You're not
Money doesn't make
life is fragile.
Money doesn't make you invincible, and that's what people have to learn sometimes, you know, that you know, people get sometimes clout and resources and they get away with things for a while, but there comes a point where we're all just human beings and, you know, we are fragile and we're very delicate. You know, the human body is just very delicate. So
it's one of those things. It's so delicate, but it's so resilient. Like I'm saying this because I have medical background. I worked at a hospital for a few years. So I've seen just a lot of things. I was on a lot of different units. But I'm saying I've seen situations where I've lost patients that I shouldn't have lost. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That I shouldn't have lost medically, like scientifically, this should not have really happened. What happened, right? But then also, I have people where it's like anytime now. And
like
then,
the bushes,
and then like all get better, or you know what I'm saying? And then it's like someone who you just knew for certain wasn't going to make it, and now you're discharging them. So I've seen it's just a thing where you have to be grateful for every single day because you never know. I mean, life is so fragile, but it's also so resilient. You know, so it's like, yeah, it's a marvel. It's a marvel. And like my thing is, I mean, and this is for family, friendship, business, anything. I'm loyal to those who are loyal to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as your energy is straight, I don't care about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about what you look like. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what you do in your personal life or in your bedroom. I don't care, right? So it's like, you know, my thing is just don't seek my approval. Like, that's, I think, and this is just a complete subject change, I'm sorry, but it just kind of made what I just said made me think of it. But it's like, I think kind of what causes a lot of the division that's going on in multiple different areas, go sit with Sissy, is that we are, not we, because that's a different story, but I'm saying that just we as people going through different things, we seek approval from someone who maybe we know or you know, whatever. It's like we seek that approval instead of just being cool, doing what it is that you want to do, right? So
Yeah.
when it comes to, and I mean, I can think of several different examples. Like, okay, something that's real controversial right now in politics that's not at all related to what we've been talking about, but the subject of abortion, right? And just believing the way I believe, a lot of people around me know how I feel about it. But then I'll have someone kind of just ask me, oh, I'm in this situation, what should I do? Right? Okay, here's the thing. If you already know where I'm coming from, don't get upset at my answer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, like, don't look for my approval. Like, just do your thing. And I think that's kind of where people like butt heads, because then it's like you force someone to give their opinion or their thoughts on a situation, and then you don't like it, and then you take it personal. Mm-hmm. Right? So I think that's something just as a community we need to get away from. Am I making any sense, or am I kind of rambling? Let me know, because
no, you make sense. You make sense. Agreeing to disagree, you know. Okay. And like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Agree to disagree.
Yeah, because it's like you gotta watch what you say, because somebody might not agree. It's like, girl.
It's like, let's not agree. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? This is where I stand. Oh, okay. Well, this is where I stand. Oh, okay, great. These are opposite stances. Let's have a drink.
That's why that's why cancel culture will always be dumb to me.
Yeah, I get it.
Because it's like, as soon as it's somebody that you don't share the same views with, it's like, oh, let's cancel. No, they entitled to their own opinion. Like,
regardless of what
that
you
don't
think
change.
It, you know?
Yeah, it's like that don't change. That shouldn't change how you view something. Like, this world would be very boring if everybody just agreed on everything.
Yeah.
Because people have different experiences and expectations and upbringings that shape their perspectives on things, you know? So like, mm-hmm. I have learned, I'm not going to spend time trying to convince adults of anything. Right. How you feel, you're entitled to feel, because like, I'm just not pouring that much energy. Like, healthy debates are one thing and sharing perspectives, but I've never been the type of person, like, you know, you got to choose your battles. You entitled to feel that way. I'm entitled to feel this way. It doesn't mean that I have to change how I like feel about you as a person. We just see things differently on different subjects, you know?
Yeah.
I grew a lot.
I think as a society, we have to get out of the cancel culture, right?
We do.
It's like, if I don't agree with what you're saying, and, you know, and I hold the majority,
so I'm going to hurt you. It's like, I'm going to hurt you because you don't think what I think. Like, that's crazy. Come on. Like, because what if the other side did that to you? Like, everybody is not going to think the same. Like, this is what I have about some group of people looking at another group of people and say, well, all of them.
Yeah.
How do you know? Do you know all of them? Like, how do you know? Like, you can't just say, oh, they think this way, or they do these things. It's like, okay, you meet a person, you click with that person. Who cares what they think, what they do? It's like, what we need to focus more on what unites us, the things that bring us together, instead of just having a lot of conversations on the things that divide us. Because it's like, we always just want to, and I'm saying I've been guilty of this, so I'm not on a high horse with this. But it's like we have to get to a place where we can disagree and still love through it, right? Because you don't have to talk about the fact that you disagree on something every time you talk to someone. So there's that too. It's like, even if you know that you disagree, even if it's something that's major and important to you, and you know that you disagree with someone close to you, maybe like, don't bring that up every single time. You don't have to make it a conversation, because then it's like, yeah, what's your motive other than to just change the other person's mind? And that's not love. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because
Like,
I'm about to say,
forcibly.
me and Jaden had a lot of convos where we're on different sides. But then
Yeah,
after that,
yeah.
it's like, girl, what you doing later today? And
You know,
it's like sometimes our conversations get like real heated. But
they
then
get
at the
heated.
end, it's
Yeah.
just like, I'm
I
bored.
think
You bored.
what Stephanie was saying was like, as far as like a business aspect is to, you don't have to, you shouldn't be seeking approval from the quote
No.
unquote dominant society, right? That you don't have to
Correct.
lessen who you are. You don't have to not talk a
Yes.
certain way or hide your
Yes.
perspective just to get
Yeah.
acceptance or do well in business, right? Because like when we first
Yes.
brought up
Right.
the show, the Black community is the number one community that spends dollars, right? So if we can just accept
Mhm.
each other and support each other, we wouldn't need any help from the outside, right? So it's
Right.
just like, yes,
$3
you want to
trillion.
cross barrier lines. Yes, you want to go nationwide with your brand because it's a beautiful brand, and it's, top of the line ingredients, but you shouldn't water down your authenticity in the process because a lot of people that we
Correct.
see, and we call them sellouts, right? Oh, they crossed
Mhm.
over. They're no longer
Yeah.
of the people no more. Like, no,
Mhm.
stay your authentic self and don't water it down, just like you not water it down your product. Like your product is unrefined, organic,
Yes.
fair sourced and all of this stuff. But yet,
Yeah.
just to cross over, now you detaching yourself from your Blackness. No,
Now, can
no.
I say something to
Yeah.
piggyback
No.
on that? Listen, this is
Yeah.
the
Yes, for
thing,
sure.
and this is why I'm so unapologetically me. Now, I believe in wisdom. I believe in
Mhm.
timing. I believe that everybody doesn't necessarily have to know my perspectives on everything, but everybody
Yeah.
that knows me knows. But if I'm confronted with how I feel about something, I don't care what the platform or what the situation is or what is at stake. I am going to be true to because I'm entitled to feel the way I feel. Just like people are
Yeah.
entitled to live their life and entitled to be who they are, I'm entitled to say, you know what, that works for them, but that doesn't work for me and my tribe. This is not,
Yeah.
something that I'm pushing or that I am glorifying. This is not for me a lifestyle choice that can be a lifestyle for other people. You see what I'm saying? So it's about when you try to force your way of life or your expectations on me and you want me to conform, that's not going to happen. And I believe that if you
Mhm.
have balance and you are articulate and you know you can get your point across when you're assertive and say, well, listen, that works for them the way that I was raised. And Black people are the only group of people that people feel they have the right to change our whole background and our whole
Okay, they're
perspective
doing
and
it.
our
That's
whole
right.
value system because Jews
Right.
have their values.
I'll do
Jews
it in a
have their
minute. Go
value
watch the show,
system.
okay?
The Orientals and everybody,
I'm
and
almost
nobody's going
done.
into their, households and their, places of business and worship and saying, well, you have to follow our paradigm or our, belief system in order for us to engage you on these different levels. Well, that's why Angela said we shouldn't have to rely on these people to engage us. We have to kind of like bow down to their ways that we don't agree with or that we do not relate with, or they're not embedded in us as a people, because we all grew up with norms and some things are not our norms. And I believe that when I'm faced with certain situations that I will be able to hold my ground, make my point, and still accomplish what I need to accomplish because, I have the right to be me. Nobody's going to take that from me, and
Yeah.
whatever comes out of it, if it's whatever's meant for me, I'm going to get it. The universe is going to make sure that it circles back around. So that's one thing we can't lose ourselves. Like I know Angela very well. I know she's not losing herself for nothing out here. She's going to make her way. And, I haven't had that much experience with you ladies, but I know you're very resilient. And I know that you're in the company of this powerful woman. So I already know, what you're built like. So trust me, There are up and
Let me
coming
give y'all an example of somebody who didn't conform to the powers that be and came out victorious. And it seems foreign because a lot of Black people that get in positions of power and money and fame and success, they always have to end up compromising because they're so afraid of, going back to where they started or not making it, right? So they do conform, right? So we don't have a lot of positive people that we can say, oh, she stood her ground. That's what that looks like, and I'm gonna do it too, right? So we end up going out, seceding when we shouldn't have. But one person that just recently did it was Dave Chappelle, right? So Netflix was trying to use his show and not give him any money for the Dave Chappelle show. So what this man did is go to his platform and he said, if you fuck with me, right, I want you to ban Netflix and do not watch any of my comedy specials on there or any of my shows because they have not compensated me for my work, right? And I am not for sale for free. So everybody that really messed with him, they stood their ground. And guess what? He just got a call from Netflix giving him twice as much money of what he would have asked for, right? But majority of the people just would have said, well, at least I'm out there and at least people are seeing me and maybe somebody else will try to hire me for a new job or a new script or something like that. No, we do not have to sacrifice who we are to be competitive.
I'm not saying, but you know who else?
Yeah.
You know who else did that? Monique. And the only thing that I thought was sad is when she did the same thing, everybody told her, oh, you tripping, you just better take what they giving you. But she knew her worth and was like, nah, I'm not selling for less than my worth.
Right. And that's what we see. We see the Monique. So that leaves an impression in our mind that say, you don't want to go down that road. That heifer ain't gotten a movie deal since. How does she go from an Academy Award winner to the laughing stock? You know what I mean? Or like, that's an insult. It's like, oh, don't get Monique. Like we use that.
Yeah, but it's like,
it's like
I'd rather be the Monique. Like,
hello.
I'm sorry, but I would rather walk away from everything before I let you play me and try to tell me that I ain't worth what I'm worth.
Yeah.
Right.
What there's always been this kind of unspoken code of silence in Black women, and it's throughout the world, it's just this societal norm that's very ugly. And, they have these catchphrases and colloquialisms and terms to make us fearful to speak up because this is what we're going to be called if we speak up for ourselves.
Angry, loud, combative, messy.
Yeah, ghetto. All
ghetto.
Those things,
there you go.
When you assert yourself, because people want to abuse you and they want to force you to accept it. So they put these little, they play these little cards and these little wordplay and these little mind games with you to make you feel like, well, I don't want to be the angry Black woman. I don't want to be we're going to be whatever the situation calls for. Because if I'm angry, it's because you actually did something to insult me and make me angry. What's
her name? Erykah Badu say. Erykah Badu said, honey, it can be incense and sage, or it could be Newports and Coke 45, baby, depending on the situation.
Depending on you. Depending on you. I mean, the thing is, it's like I just had a conversation with someone the other day, and like, why would you say this to me? And it's like, well, honey, you get what you give. Like, I said this to you this way because this is what you said to me this way. Like, if you want respect, you demand it by giving it, right? So you can't just talk to anybody any old kind of way and think, well, I can talk to you like that, but you better not talk to me like that because I'm the right one.
Yeah, okay? I said what I said.
Sweet little face, okay, will definitely come for you in a heartbeat. So
don't get it twisted.
Like, don't get it twisted. Like,
don't be fooled by the baby face.
I just got carded at the bar like 2 weeks ago, And even because they have kind of like an open window right here by where I was. And so even the chef in the kitchen is like, whose baby sister is that over there? Like, she's like, I'm gonna have to see your ID, honey. You over here asking for Jameson. Absolutely not. So I'm like, okay, listen, here you go, ma'am. Like,
they feel it's
you tried it, the blue.
Right.
They feel it's hurt when they see that date of birth.
She's like, you look good. Thank you.
I remember the time I was like 21. I remember one time I was like 21 and I was at the grocery store with my mom. And I forgot what it was that me and my mother was talking about. And the lady checking us, I was like, oh my goodness, like she's so cute and like so well mannered. She looked like she only 12. And my mother was like, nah, she's 21. And the lady was like, what? And my mother's like, yeah, ain't no 12. Like, and it was like, well, don't guess my age. Like, you could have just been like, how old are you? And then we're talking about some 12.
And see, look, and my mom, is so, oh my God, I love her, but she's so annoying. She's the one, my mom will be like, oh yes, she's 12. This is my baby. Look at her. She's only 12. Like, mom,
that's hilarious.
These are my little kids over here running around like they crazy. Like, you have kids? Yeah, my mom over here telling people I'm 12, I'm 27.
Yeah, we're fertile over here.
She the one that egged them on.
I never experienced that. I never experienced that. When I was 12, I was fully shaped. I had hips, breasts, thighs. So everybody was like, ain't you 18? And I'd be like, you're just totally disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, so that is like me in reverse.
Yeah, old man. Some fresh old men.
Old nasty men.
Man, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Shoot. I'm sure we all got stories. Like, that's the thing. Having a baby face, it's like, it's great, but it's horrible because then when you have everywhere I go, people are always constantly telling me how young I look, like including those old guys. That's like, oh, how old are you?
I told you they nasty.
I'm 27. Oh, I thought you was 14.
I am still looking for my old guy that like pictures of feet for
like
$10,000 a week.
His feet. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so you gotta tell Stephanie. So basically, she looking for a sugar daddy.
That like pictures of feet that will pay me $10,000 a week just for pictures of my feet. I'm gonna keep putting that out there.
Me know. Cause I got body wash. If he likes pictures of body wash, he got friends. We have butters and candles. I can take pictures of trees. I got puppies, whatever they want.
Right.
You just put that on your altar, girl. Anything is possible. It's a full moon coming up.
You better manifest that in real time.
Man, I'm telling you. That's just 369. 369. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I feel like we talked about our why. We've talked about just a boatload of other random things. And this is just to bring it like back to business, just because I just thought of this, right? But I'm not going to say the day, because maybe it wasn't just a day, right? But if you could, and everybody, right? If we could define the moment that was just like, that's it. I don't want to do the whole American dream thing, right? With the job for 50 years and then you retire and doing that whole thing where you work a corporate thing, whatever it is. Like, what was your aha moment?
Wow. I'll go first. When I started learning about myself and, me as a person and as a people, and the more that I studied, I realized that everything that we were taught is wrong. You know what I mean? Like, going to school, learning nonsense, you know what I mean? Like stuff that doesn't even help you into the real world. How we eat, that's not really our diet, when we came here as the people. the more that I learned about myself, I learned that this is unnatural. Like, we're supposed to be outside in nature, soaking up the sun during these 9 to 5 hours, but yet we're in a box room under artificial light, stressing out when that's not how it's supposed to be. Like, we're supposed to be having a life of luxury so we can be healing and teaching and creating, right? Instead, we are slaving and, miserable and, don't want to get up and go to work. Like, that shouldn't how it be. My job actually went from a person actually checking to see if you were there to the phones, to the finger scanning to check in, right? That was so invasive for me. So I like, every time I went to scan my finger, I was like, this is unfucking natural. And I don't want to do this. Like, it irritated my soul. So that's when I knew, like, this is not for me. And when I tried it out the first time with my Mocha's Essential line, I realized I could do this, right? But I didn't know all the intricate things that I needed to know to sustain it at that period of time. But yeah, once I realized who I was, and I'm the mother of all civilization. What the hell you mean I gotta clock in and clock out? Like, you got me twisted. Like, boo, no, this ain't me. Yeah, that's when I was like, nah, I can't do it. Can't do it. I was strategizing my exit. Like, how do you treat the mother of all civilization on a time card? You harassing me if I'm a minute late. She at the bathroom again. Yes, honey, because I'm over here praying that the ancestors gonna keep me until I can make my strategy.
But you gotta whoop nobody's ass on that job.
I'm trying to tell you, honey, like, it be real. You talking about somebody testing you and talking to you crazy. Try clocking in at somebody else's goddamn job, okay? And see how they talk to you and treat you. Yeah, that's when I was like, nah, I gotta go. This is not for me. Like, I want to enjoy life. I want to live. I want to wake up with a purpose and be happy to do it,
Congratulations.
So the American dream is initially my nightmare, my American nightmare. Okay. And I had to get up out of it.
Yeah. And I mean, for me, it was just like, before I had kids, I was the one to, and not even necessarily because I needed to, right? I was just a workaholic. So I was the one to have 2 or 3 jobs, like, just because. And to me, like, that was normal, because the examples that I had, the only really personal closest thing to successful examples that I had were very, very hard workers. And it's like, if you work hard, work hard, work hard, work hard, work hard, work hard. And it's like, you work hard and work hard, but what does that mean, right? What does that mean? And so I found myself working hard, working hard, working hard. And then I had kids. And I was still working hard, working hard, working hard. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm a mom. I'm a mother. I'm supposed to be the one nurturing my kids. Like, I'm supposed to be the one teaching them and doing these things. And not that I had any issue about where they were, right? But it's like, that's my job. And also, on top of that, in the work environments that I've been in, it's like, you can't be free. Like, they tell you how to dress, how to do your hair, how you can wear makeup, what colors you can have in your hair, exactly where to be and when. And then sometimes that changes, like, without a notice, without a dime, and your whole entire livelihood is in someone else's hands.
That's too much control, and I'm a control freak. Okay.
And I'm like, that's way too much just outward control. And I'm like, no, I need to be the one to regulate these things, where I am and when, and how long I'm doing something. And when I can decide, you know what, today's a work day, kids, you're going to be okay today. Or, you know what, my babies need me, they want me, so I'm theirs today. And have it be my decision. I mean, of course, within reason, but have it to be my decision. Like, I can regulate me, right? That was kind of like the moment. And this isn't like just a one-day thing, but it's over the course of a short, not even that short, but maybe a 2-3 year period of time where I'm just like, you know what? this don't work for me. This does not work for me. And so like, yeah, owning a business, entrepreneurship, it's the only option. Like I said, to provide that level of livelihood and also be present for it, it's the only option. Only.
Yep.
I'm about to
What
say,
about
yeah,
you,
I think
Stephanie? Oh,
Oh God. So, I'm a registered nurse. So formerly I have been, before I started my business, I was a registered nurse for 9 years. And, you said you're in the healthcare profession, the politics.
Tech, so I was the one to be right behind you. Yep.
Yes. So, the politics and the strain and the stress of working in healthcare and dealing with all these different populations and different people that feel like, you're beneath them, even though you're a professional and you're there working beside them. And, what happened with me is that I always yearned to work for myself and to be my own boss. It was a situation where I had an issue at work and the unit manager, had a meeting with myself and another, big wig person and a union person. And she was just kind of like so rude to me, and she was undermining me, and she was just not speaking to me with respect. And I had to let her know. And I said, we all adults here, right? And they don't like when you put people in check. We not kids. We all have kids. I said, I'm 40 something years old. You gonna speak to me the same respect I speak to you, not because you wear a title of a supervisor or whoever. Your check is getting signed like mine. I said, you don't pay me. So let's start over. And, it was just this constant, so then they get into frazzled and turning red, and it's a power struggle. No, you're not dealing with a child. I know I may look very youthful, but, I'm very much a grown woman, and you're going to learn that today. So, a series of...
I remember that day.
You remember? And I said, oh, this woman got me messed up. She tried to jam me up and put me in all kind of meetings and all kind of stuff. I said, okay, oh, my back hurt. Remember when I fell? I'm going to have to take some time off. And that time off, I never went back. So I just kept extending my leave. And then I finally said, oh, thank you for the opportunity, but due to circumstances beyond my control, I'm going to no longer be employed with such and such. And she was like, when you coming back? I'm not coming back because y'all want to set me up. I know the game,
right.
Y'all have it out for me now. So you want to give me the worst situations and you want to put people on me and eyes on me. And I'm not there for that. So, I walked away with my head up, but, having a business, it just so happens that my spouse is, in a position where he is a great provider. So I'm able to kind of take time for myself, but it still comes to a point where, you're used to a certain income, when you're a professional and when you have a consistent income. And I recently just started struggling with, did I want to go grab a job again? And girl, let me tell you, I done told them what I'm not going to do, what unit I'm not going to work on. I don't like this. It's too many elements. And I said, you know what? I'm not even going to play myself, because the minute somebody get out of, I'm just not built. We're royalty. We're not built for these scavengers to be telling us what to do and to be talking to us crazy. And I just cannot put myself in that prison. So I know that we've been blessed with gifts and talents to monetize and to be able to, provide and do what we need to do with liberty and freedom, because you're not going to stress me. I'm too old. Not old in the sense of, we're not old, but, we deserve what we want.
Right.
And I just don't want that bondage. That
right.
bondage is not for me, child. Even to this minute, I was going back and forth with the recruiters because I was dealing with the agency, and they treat you so terrible when you're an agency nurse. I said, they're gonna give me all the worst assignments. They're gonna send me to the worst floor. I said, Stephanie, stop. Don't play yourself.
Right. Don't play yourself.
Pray. Just do what you got to do. Everything is gonna, it's coming together. So my moment, that was back in 2020, early in the year, before all this COVID stuff really hit. And that was the last time that they seen my face. Deuces. Yay! I chucked the deuces on them.
Right.
I said, you can't play a player. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to tell you.
Catch me if you can,
No. I thought about it twice too. I was like, and Jay, I was like, you know what? If things don't start picking up, I might have to go get me a side job or something or whatever. And then I thought about it, girl. I done turned down 2 jobs already. They was like, you got the job? I was like, no, bitch, no the fuck I don't. I am the job. You will not. I have experienced freedom, and I'm not going back.
Girl, I couldn't. I was like, I can't drink my mimosas in the morning. I gotta get up. I said, oh no, this no. I said no. I said the building is too big. I said I didn't like the lady during the orientation. She was inappropriate. I said I cannot float from these floors to this floor. This pay is not enough. She's like, well, if we increase the pay, could you float? I said no, I don't do that specialty. I don't do that. I said, let me just leave these people job alone. And let me go post some products and get some money.
And get some sales.
On top of that, floating is the worst. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Like I got my foot in the door, okay, as a float sitter.
Mercy.
She already know. Exactly.
Child, they done ragged you up and down like a rag doll. You ain't been to work 10 minutes. Girl, man. So listen, when y'all see me and I'm cooking and I'm selling plane tickets and I'm catering and I'm selling clothes and just know I don't want nobody's job. I'm okay.
Right.
So doing hair, I'm selling tracks. Just know that woman is doing anything but going to somebody's job. So
and that's what I tell people. I'm like, when you support a small business, you're not just supporting a dream, right? You're supporting a whole community. So that should, make people more willing and, to support and buy. And if you cannot buy, share, comment, like, subscribe, refer, you know what I'm saying? Because we just told y'all our stories and how, and we know y'all feel this way because when we were on the job, trust and believe people was coming to us, girl, I had to hit this blunt before I came up in here this morning. Honey, I got me a bottle of hen in the car right now. I can't wait to damn lunch break. Girl, I was crying in the parking lot. And that used to be me.
I'm telling you, like sometimes I used to put Kahlua in the coffee, okay?
Girl, I was gonna put the Baileys one day. I swear, I said, Stephanie, don't do it because this will be your last day. Because I was trying to put the Baileys in the iced coffee, and I said, Stephanie, don't do it because this will be your last day. Because the minute this one say this and that, you already know.
That's it. That's the end of that.
Thank you, next.
Oh, you never told us your aha moment.
Who, me? Oh, no, that was it. Aha, bitches. That was it. Aha. The joke is on y'all.
You got me fucked up. Bye-bye. Deuces.
I said, listen, you remember that time I hurt myself in 2018? Yeah, I'm having some symptoms. I'm going to have to take some time off. They was short. They was struggling. It was calling me. You feeling better? You come back. I said, oh, I have a doctor's appointment. I'll let you know. Doc, I'm not feeling well. Can I get another 4 weeks? Yep, 4 weeks it is. I said, oh, I won't be back.
To tell you.
Just send the doctor's notes, send the doctor's notes, send the doctor's notes.
I'm about to say, yeah, I think mine was probably when my mom passed. Cause a lot of the conversations I had with her, like I still remember. And I remember she always used to make a joke. When I die, cremate me and just scatter my ashes in any of the places that you visit. And it's like, yeah, she worked hard. And it's the fact that, she had so many goals for herself that she really didn't get to reach while working so hard that me and my sisters have all of these great memories on all the things that we used to do. So it's like, yes, my goal is to make a lifestyle for my child that he can enjoy, but that also I can enjoy. So I'm not looking back 40 years from now and all I got to say is, oh, well, I worked hard. It's like, don't get me wrong. And it's like for me, for me though, and I even told my husband this because I'm like, I appreciate what you do to provide for this family, but the money aspect don't mean shit to me. Like it just don't. I'm like, I don't care about that. I'm like, what I care about is the memories and the moments and the experiences. Cause I'm like, you can have all the money in the world and still be depressed. Like I'm trying to see the world. Like I want to see outside of the DMV area. Cause it's like, I want to show my son it's more to this world than just where you live.
That's so true.
So
that
was it. Or where you work, what you do, you know what I'm saying? Being defined by what it is you do. Like there's like in this mentorship program that I'm in, they're like, we ask kids the way wrong question when they come out of high school. Like we're asking 18-year-old kids who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, what do you want to do? Like for the rest of your life, right? That's the wrong question. It's how do you want to live? How do you want to live? And then you structure what you do around that.
Because then just like I'm gonna say, just like for y'all, like I worked like pregnant. I didn't leave my job until a week before I was about to give birth. And
I
the text
quit every
I
time.
got,
I quit every time.
I'm like, even when my mom, I remember when my mother passed, I took a week off. I came back. The first thing my boss said to me wasn't, no, how you doing? You feeling okay? It was, will your availability be able to change for work? Nah, I'm straight. Like, and then what made me mad is like my boss knew how close me and my mom was. And that's the first question you ask. So it was like, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. I'd rather be broke before I kill myself for a job that will replace me in 2 seconds.
Okay, because all that sounds like is paid slavery.
I'm trying to tell you, and it's not even like pennies.
The plantation, child. That's what we call it. You on a plantation today? Nope. I'm in the field, baby. I'm in the field.
Sitting there like, gotta go deal with massa today, man.
I know. I don't know if y'all.
At my last job, y'all remember that movie, the Django? Right?
Oh, Django with Jamie Foxx. Django.
Yeah, Django. So we
I'm
used to
gonna say
call
I
our
haven't
HR
watched
guy.
We
used to call our HR guy.
No, because I feel like it might piss me off.
No, it will. It's so funny though, but
I like Jamie Foxx.
We used to call our HR director Samuel L. Jackson's character Steven in that damn thing. Oh, he was Master's best friend, honey.
I'll be in there in a minute.
Oh no, see, them the worst ones. You see, that's why I can't
and
be
that's
bothered.
what I'm saying about that compromising, that people feel like in order to keep a job, especially if they look like us, that they got to go above and beyond what Master would do, like as far as embarrassing you and certain authority over you. Like our HR director, he was damn
I will in a minute.
Steven to a T. Okay, he would text us and be like, you got to be back from your lunch break in 30 minutes, right?
Now,
I can't even enjoy my damn lunch break because you done pissed me off, and I'm trying to cool down so I can go back to work and finish my damn day.
Most people work 8 to 12 hours, and I'm only getting a 30-minute break. I'm gonna go take a nap now for 2.
That's hospital life. That is hospital life. Like when I was in the hospital, when I was working at the hospital, it's like I would get there maybe about 6:30 and go down to the cafeteria, have my breakfast, and I would be in the break room before shift huddle. And sometimes somebody would come in there, oh, you eating breakfast? Like, yes, ma'am. I'll see you at 6:59. Bye. Like,
girl, I can't deal with these people because when they see you and you confident and you melanated and you know who you are and you don't feel like you have to shuck and jive, that's problematic for a lot of people. And then we just gonna have to have a problem, because it's like you're nice, but you have your boundary. You understand? That's me. I'm very pleasant. I'm nice to everyone until you cross that boundary. I do my best to kind of like just ignore you, but then you got to be addressed. And I'm not there for that. I'm there to perform a service. But anyway, I ain't there to do none of that no more. Because
exactly.
I've been out for a whole year. So I'm like trying to even just put my frame of mind back into that space where you're not free to just be you at every moment. And they telling you, we don't tolerate this, we don't tolerate that. And I'm like, oh.
Like where you can't have an opinion. You can't even have an opinion. Like, it's like if someone asks you a question, politics or religion or whatever it is, like you can't have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's and it's just like.
And I'm not saying. Then they like to do this thing. They like to do this thing. They watch you bend your back, but everybody moves up the ladder, but you.
Yeah.
Like the hard workers are the ones stuck in the same spot. But meanwhile. Adam, who then took off 10 days the last
Adam,
2 weeks.
not Adam. Not Adam. You know, him and that Eve, they ain't been no good since day one.
Day one, since day one. Can't even keep
That's
their hands
hilarious.
on the doggone fruit tree. Ridiculous.
And then they don't even be, the people they put in management over you don't even be qualified. So, you know, it's like you can see the deficit, and you other people are more qualified, but because they want a certain dynamic, they put certain people in play in, you know, power positions. So I just don't have time for it. I rather work hard at home, be strategic, you know, do what I gotta do and build something of my own and be in my own zone and be happy in my own space and have peace of mind. Even if it's like I'm taking a pay cut initially, or it's, you know, good days and bad days. Yeah. But that peace of mind and that freedom, you know, it's irreplaceable. There's nothing that can replace that, you know?
I'm going to tell y'all what my cousin told me. So she's been a stay-at-home mom. Hey, Andrea. She's been a stay-at-home mom for like forever, right? So the first week that I decided to do this full-time, it was like cool. It's like relief. Like, oh, I don't have to go there. Then the second week, it was like, oh no, I ain't got no money coming in. Like, we got to make something happen, right? So you start like hyperventilating and stuff because you're just so used to doing something for so long, right? So then once we did our first show and like we sold out, like we was like, what? Like,
we could do this.
This is a response. Like we good, right?
We could do this.
My cousin,
we started going into establishments, and they was like, "Oh, you're so welcome here." Yes, right. We'll sell to our clients, and I'm like, "Oh, so we can really do this."
It was so funny because she called me and she was like, "Now," she said, working for Master is ghetto as fuck. I bet you ain't going back now, are you?" And I just laughed so hard because I was like, "No, you're right. Working for somebody else is ghetto as hell." Okay.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I will say, being a stay-at-home mom, the kids act like little masters. Like,
I was like, you seen mine running in and out of here every so often.
I'm about to call HR because I'm over it.
You need to write their
HR owner. You know what I'm saying? Because something is just not right. Speaking of the children, truthfully speaking, I have, oh my goodness, Stephanie, we always live on here, but it's been such a pleasure having you on here with us. Thank you so much for joining us and vibing us. But I have to go cook for my little monsters. It's getting
before we go,
and I hear them cutting up on the other side of the house.
Before we go, let's remind the SOJA Strong family that this Sunday we have another event. So you can go to sojastrong.com/upcoming events to get all the information for that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all of our social media. Everything will be in the description below. Again, make sure all of Stephanie's information will be in the description below. So make sure you guys go check her out. And until next time.
Love you, ladies. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.
Okay, yes, thank you. I gotta stay connected. Definitely. I'm super excited. I had a ball. You girls lifted my spirits. You just don't know.
Peace and love.
Peace, love, and light. Love you. Thank you for having me.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.